How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. I had a little snack break, but we're back, and where we last left off, we were told to call in a witness because Edgy Boy made it so to make people believe he didn't strike any deals with any witnesses. So, who are we gonna call? Well, obviously, it has to be Damon Gant. This time, it's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Oh no, it's Emma Sky. Oh, Damon Gant.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Okay, witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with that grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risk. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. Witness testimony! The SL9 incident. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't help either. Let me read this for a sec. Was Damon Gant the police, chief of police at that point? I don't remember. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Darky was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma said Neil flying, it seems Darky bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Cross-examination. Remember what I said last time? Like, was he really the chief of police back then? Then the evidence, the forged evidence, had to go through him. Well, maybe not personally him, but it has to go through the police department. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. Press on. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Oh, yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Darky and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Sky also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Darky ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up that power outage didn't help either. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Darky made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that? The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when... not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart, though. Wait a minute, if there was a power outage and he went to the elevator, and you just said the elevator didn't work. Huh? That's not funny. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled up. Darky was also lying collapsed on the floor? Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently, she had already arranged a crime scene. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means... you found the body near Lana's desk? That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor? Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? The fucking knife piece. Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I got to link Gant to the incident. Okay, do I then present the knife piece? Where's the knife piece? Oh shit, I don't have it! So, okay, check this out. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department, which he is the chief of. So he has something to do with the forgery, like he approved it. That has to be, right? Oh, my chances are filled up. Okay, cool. I'll try it. What do you think about this witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, fuck. You're the executive investigators with Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Is it this one I have to go for? Do I then present the knife? Like, I don't have the tip. Ah, it's also wrong. It has nothing to do with the forgery. We don't know what this piece of cloth is exactly, though. Oh, I guess the piece of cloth is... Oh, from Neil Marshall's vest. Like, that could make sense since Emma did push him. Or tackle him in some way. Okay. I already lost 2 points, so... I can only think of this one. If not that one, then this one. But that one's already solved. I can't think of anything else past that. I tried this one already, because I don't know about the knife tip. I don't have it in my inventory. So that sucks. Everything is all past. This parking stop? Okay, records, I guess. Oh, come on. Let me load. Nothing to do with that forgery. What else can I... Like, apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. With the broken tip already? How could she do that? Like when she was cradling, didn't Lana like take Emma Skye like away? How could she do that in short time? So can I question about this arrange the crime scene with this dagger? Ah, come on. Nothing to do with the forgery. Well, you kept the half of the list. Can I show this? Oh, it is! You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery? But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office. was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then that you were involved in the forgery.
Who, me?
Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relations to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Witness testimony, evidence, and forgery. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Darky was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Well, then I guess I can put out the cloth thing with Emma's handprint on.
Yes, Your Honor?
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistakes again.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, no.
All right, Aji. In return, though.
I know.
The place, right?
Huh? What are these guys telepathic?
Cross-examinations. Well, I know you could have planted them in my office. I appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a Really?
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry it in. Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Wright's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Anyway, you can prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Darky was convicted, then they're worthless. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered at the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Darky was sentenced. Objection! Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient?
Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Tell me something I don't know. Come on, Righto. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. How can you look me in the eye and say that?
Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even with that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgy Boy?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Gah! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There's only three people I look for. Out for me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Aji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
You will have control of the High Chief of Prosecution.
Exactly that! That's what's in it for you. You made Lana Chief of...
what you call it again?
Chief Prosecutor, and you will have control over her. That's what would be in for you. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I cared about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough. On yourself, though.
Ho, ho, ho! That's a good one, Worthy. Would there have been something in it for him? Given selfishness, would he have helped someone out?
Point of accomplice. Yes! You already... I already said it. It has to be that.
Sure, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Like Lana Skye? Or the dead guy Bruce Goodman? Like, do you think he's like about to spill the beans, that's why he got him killed? Or did he like figure it out? No, it can't be. It must be her.
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye? Defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. See? I'm on it.
I may not be smart sometimes, but I can like figure things out sometimes.
person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutors as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Ah, come on, Judge. He's oblivious, or I don't know. What's the word? I don't know. Oh wait, you must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana's guy in forging evidence. Your motive is to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Right, oh my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in this murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious, huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking office in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgyboy said in easier-to-understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Save again. Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. Whoa. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh, fuck. Not that one. This knife. According to Lana, this was found at the body, and she hid that. Shows evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. This? No. It has... Okay, Of Detective Goodman. Like, I only think this.
Can I... This one? That's the only thing I can think of. That's probably wrong. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777777777. Oh, that was probably one to me. Let me try again. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my ID. That's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright to be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm a chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you at that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
Objection!
You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
Objection!
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met with the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask for you for evidence. Show proof that the victim went to me. Okay, I'm gonna hit here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know how far we are from the ending. Like, I feel like we're getting really close to the ending. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five.